Frontier County in Northern Virginia, southwestern Prince William County in Northern Virginia, Stafford County in Northern Virginia until 8:30 p.m. At 5:26 p.m., Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 2 and 4 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible in the warned area.
Okay.
Flash flooding is ongoing.
So that is WAIW.
Shortly. Hazard. Flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. County in Northern Virginia. Stafford County in Northern Virginia. Flash flooding of small creeks and streams. At 5:26 p.m. Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned areas. Between 2 and 4 inches of rain have fallen.
Oh, what's this? Alert WX? What is this? Thank God it's fixed.
Cherry Hill, Independence Hill, Ruby, Roseville, Heflin, Garrisonville, Somerville, flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Lewis, Source, radar. Don't drown.
It's not going to set up the
small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Dale City, Montclair, Triangle, Dumfries, Cherry Hill, Independence Hill, Ruby, Roseville, Heflin, Garrisonville, Somerville, Aquia, Goldpine, Morrisville, Lois, Sewarduk. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles.
Alright, thank you, LWX. Appreciate that. We'll see what else happens. Oh, what the hell do you want? PHI? Okay, well, can't get that anyway.
Live from WJZ, this is an alert day.
And we are taking a live look at First Alert Doppler radar. It is an alert day because of storms and potentially flash flooding from heavy rain.
And the concern, once again, power outages, not what people want to hear, who just got power back on from last weekend's storms.
That is for sure. A live look now from the WJZ First Alert Mobile Weather Lab, and you can see that flooding that we've been warning you about. This is Fells Point. In low-lying places, that is especially a problem. So let's get an update now with Cutter.
Yeah, one of the problem spots, specifically for Fells Point, has been Alisana between Caroline and Flea. That's roughly the same area you're looking at now. Cones are up. Don't go around those. Don't, ignore those. They are there for a reason. Even if you can drive through it, it's easy to get water up into your engine. You're talking about thousands of dollars of damage done to your vehicle. And that's, regardless of the whole safety concern you have.
Damn.
As well. But the rain is slowing down.
That was a pretty close one.
Continue to see the weather improve as far as the heavy rain stuff on the street start to pretty quickly come back down. Still routes heavy rain still possible. Flood watch in effect. Evening to me in Cecil County, all of the Baltimore Metro extending back into western Maryland, and then I would say second to the flood threat, severe thunderstorm watch because of the risk of wind gusts up to about 70 miles an hour with just a couple of these storms. So far, though, we haven't seen too many wind damage reports, but we have seen numerous reports of high water. Frederick County all the way back into Baltimore City. Flash flood warning remains in effect for Baltimore City, specifically Fed Hill, Locust Point, Brooklyn, the south side from about downtown 83 and President Street on to the east. Harbor East, Fells Point, Dundalk, Essex, Edgemere, getting into Baltimore County. But you see the shading of rain within that polygon, and we're back to the greens and the yellows. That's a lighter rain, and of course we should expect to see that water back up pretty quickly. Some of the storms that moved through in Concord, they really got there between Annapolis getting over to Stevensville. It is absolutely pouring, and storms are moving eastbound pretty quickly into the eastern shore. Kent narrows here the next couple of minutes. Graysonville by 5:45, and the Carmichael community just shy of 6 p.m. Thunder, lightning, and heavy rain with these storms. Planning forecast. It's not going to be an all-evening thing. Now through 8 p.m. on the eastern shore, and I would say even 7 p.m. the weather starts to improve. In Baltimore City, it's just a warm and muggy night after the storms move out, with a low of 71 tonight. We're cruising back to 90 tomorrow, tracking a renewed chance of just a few more storms tomorrow. Coming up in the full weather forecast. Kelly.
Thank you, Cutter. And summer storm season is here, so you are going to want to be weather aware. If you haven't done so already, make sure you download the CBS News app to get instant weather alerts sent directly to your phone. And we are staying on top of that breaking news, concerns about the structural stability of a building in Anne Arundel County.
That's right, and right now, roads around that building closed as crews assess this situation after people were evacuated out of there.
WJZ is live on the scene in Glen Burnie. Drew Ox joins us now with more on the situation.
Yeah, if you drive down this highway in Glen Burnie at any point, you're probably familiar with this building. I'll show you. 10 stories tall. Really, it's the only tall building in the area, so pretty noticeable if you have been in this area. The Anne Arundel County Fire Department is on scene along with police and MDOT, who are helping them to block off multiple roads and areas around this building. They aren't letting anyone near the building for obvious safety reasons. Fire officials say a floor partially shifted during the construction of an underground parking garage. Thankfully, everyone is out of the building. No injuries have been reported. Now, Crane Highway, which is the road right here in front of us that runs behind the building, is shut down between 8th and Georgia Avenue. Things on Ritchie Highway moving pretty normally. Now, the fire department wants to make it clear that nothing has collapsed in this building.
You're listening to WSPX IP Radio Southern Pennsylvania Super Hits. Just to let you know that I am going to have to run a little live stream on YouTube, so I'm not going to be able to have any device to be issued to be able to read off any special weather statements or continued warnings. So I will instead read that on the stream. So if you would like to go ahead and head over to Hanover Elevators on YouTube, feel free to do so, as I am live on there, and I will announce any special weather statements for the WSPX listening area on the stream. In the meantime, we now return to normal programming on WSPX. You are listening to Southern Pennsylvania's Super Hits.
Now because of the heat. Tara Lynch tells us the heat wave and ongoing drought are disrupting the ecosystems in the harbor.
It's really a 1-2 punch, and the heat wave may have been to blame for all of this mess. The heat last week may have caused the pistachio tide that's now killing off some of those fish and even blue crabs. We also know that this may have started as an algae bloom because of the ongoing drought.
Cross between rotten garbage and an outhouse at a festival.
It basically smells like rotten eggs.
The smell of dead fish is once again wafting over the harbor. The National Aquarium says the heat wave and drought are to blame. An algae bloom likely began because of the drought, causing the water to be still and unmixed. Meanwhile, there's been a 30-degree temperature difference between last week and this week. The heat wave is also causing a pistachio tide, which happens when there's a rapid change in temperature, usually in the fall.
For it to happen this early is kind of unique, and a lot of it is likely due to the fact that it was so hot here last week. We were in temperatures over 100, and then we dropped down to the 80s.
The State Department of the Environment says about 5,000 menhaden
That is a problem.
low oxygen levels. The economic engine of the bay, the blue crabs, are also dying because of these phenomena happening.
Once the dissolved oxygen drops and it stretches for a long period of time, think about how long you could hold your breath underwater. So it's very taxing to these animals.
For neighbors, the smell is the most noticeable problem, especially when the wind blows onshore.
Going on walks, it's not the most pleasant smell.
It comes and goes. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's coming back again.
The harbor is no stranger to natural events like this. Just last year, there was an algae bloom followed by a pistachio tide.
There we go. That is a lot better.
The water was super neon, like teal, and I can see the color starting to get there. There's just too many nutrients in the water, losing those nutrients, so that polluted stormwater runoff, if that's
Oh,
removed from
thanks.
the system, we would have a lot healthier water.
As for taking a dip in the water,
Maybe if I had like a wetsuit on and face mask, that kind of thing.
I was thinking a couple weeks ago that maybe I would, but if it smells and there's dead fish like there is, I definitely would not.
the State Department of the Environment says that this fish kill is different from the one that we saw over the weekend in the Potomac River. That one was actually caused by the water being too warm. As for when the smell could go away, we may have to deal with it for the next couple of days. A good soaking rain is needed to mix up that water and get the smell to go away. For now, reporting on your corner, Impulse Point, Tara Lynch, WJZ.
We might get that in the next couple of days. Tara, thank you. Well, the Maine Democratic Party now has voted to hold a convention to replace Graham Plattner, the Senate nominee who dropped out of the race after a former girlfriend accused him of sexual assault. His exit leaves a crucial U.S. Senate race unsettled just months before the November midterms. The Maine Democratic Party, which by law is responsible for naming a replacement, announced it will move forward with holding a nominating convention to choose a new nominee. Several candidates have already expressed interest. And Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear seeking some answers about the health of Senator Mitch McConnell, who has been hospitalized for the better part of a month now. Beshear, a Democrat,
Thank you for the Marine warning, LWX. Who is it for? Title Potomac from Indian Head to Time Island, Maryland until 6:45.
Has not released a public statement, photos, or video since. McConnell is retiring at the end of his term in January, and the campaign is expected to elect his successor sometime soon.
Honda Odyssey, your vehicle could be part of a new safety recall. More than 325,000 of the minivans are being recalled because water can get into the rear view camera. Federal safety officials say that could cause the image to fail, increasing the risk of a crash. The recall covers 2018 through 2020 Odyssey models. Honda dealers will replace the rear view camera free of charge. A new study shows about 47 million American adults made health decisions based on what they saw on social media. It looked at data from the 2024 National Trend Survey and singled out people who say they use the platforms. The study in JAMA shows even more U.S. adults participate in online health communities. But doctors warn users to consider the sources of health information they find online and to be cautious about treatments or lifestyle changes that claim to be quick fixes.
Well, let's get to your Money Watch report tonight. U.S. home prices hit an all-time high as sales continue to slow and mortgage rates rise. The latest sales report fell short of the roughly 4.2 million pace that economists were expecting. Financial experts say sales have remained sluggish as mortgage rates have trended higher in the months since the war with Iran. Median sales price for a home in the U.S. sitting at about $440,000. And in some parts of the country, kids just settling into summer break. Parents don't have to tell you that, but retailers already stocked for back-to-school shopping. This is part of a new normal that reflects recent economic that is ups and downs. Karen Kaifa following this for us tonight and has the latest on what it means for your wallet.
Summer is in full swing, but back-to-school buying is already underway.
We're finding even though families are feeling economic pressure, it's almost treated as a non-negotiable.
In recent years, back-to-school shoppers have been met with sticker shock for reasons ranging from post-pandemic supply chain problems to tariffs. This year, gas prices have fallen off Iran war-related peaks, but they're still higher than 1 year ago. And survey data released by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York Tuesday showed consumers expect more pressure from higher prices. That's why retailers are stretching the season and the sales for consumers to browse now.
As retailers, move their sales earlier, consumers are responding to that, and we know that the consumer is very price conscious right now. They want to stretch their dollar.
Kelly Peterson, global retail leader for PwC, says their research finds more families using AI tools, especially for deal hunting.
They're also actually finding it to understand and predict where the timing around promotions is going to be. So they're using AI as almost like a digital assistant to try to figure out when should they be buying.
And retailers will be watching to see how resilient consumers remain.
This is going to be a really important season, and it will give us a perspective on where the consumer is headed as we move on in the year.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
All right, time for sports. The O's avoided the sweep and the rain with a nail-biter at the yard today. shutout innings, dropping his ERA down to a 1.73. That's the third best in baseball among pitchers with at least 40 innings since June 1st. Let's get to the highlights. Cubs tied at 1 in the top of the 8th. Seiya Suzuki with a liner down the left field line. It's an RBI double for Suzuki, and the Cubs take a 2-1 lead. Let's go to the bottom half of the inning. Jeremiah Jackson into pinch hit for the pinch hitter, actually, and he does his job. That's hit well to center field. One runner will score, and here comes Pete Alonso for the lead, and he gets a big old polar bear paw over home plate in time. O's take the lead 3-2. Andrew Kittredge, which closed things out as the rain came pouring down, and the O's avoid the sweep with a 3-2 win over the Cubs from a clutch pinch hit from Jeremiah Jackson.
I do like the matchup just because how JJ can handle the bat, and with his off side, still a tough at bat for a righty, but does a lot of strikes, and JJ was ready for the moment, so it was a great job by JJ, and Deebs was on board with it too, so it was a great at bat, and Pete did an outstanding job of running the bases right there to score.
It's over 2 weeks away from Ravens training camp. Lots of storylines to follow this year, and one that we are really intrigued about is what will this Ravens offense look like under new offensive coordinator Declan Doyle. And the intrigue comes from the fact that Doyle is considered one of the top innovative young minds in the game, but it's paired with the fact that he is in fact young compared to his counterparts. And this will be his first opportunity, really, being the head play caller. I asked Troy Smith about this on this week's episode of Purple Playbook. Here's his take on the rookie play caller.
Declan Doyle is a guy that I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of creativity he brings to this offense, and I probably steal some of his plays from my little younger level 82 team. But he's a guy that I think you've seen the respect level rise. Age doesn't exist, right? All you see is respect, and you see the knowledge that these guys want and they're gaining. So I'm excited to see what the offense looks like.
And breaking news this afternoon from our U.S. men's national team. Star forward Christian Pulisic will be out for several weeks after suffering a right leg injury during the team's 4-1 loss to Belgium in the World Cup. Pulisic underwent an X-ray and MRI this week, which revealed a bone bruise and microfracture in his tibia and fibula. This is Pulisic's second World Cup injury after he was also sidelined with a calf injury earlier in the tournament. World Cup quarterfinals going on right now. Kylian Mbappe scored in the 60th minute, and then they scored right again just 6 minutes later. So it is now France leading 2-0 over Morocco. That's a look at sports. We've got more news after the break.
We're in the fight business. All kinds of fighting goes on here. There's no off-season in the UFC. Sickness is real.
You weren't chosen because you are enough. You made it. I see so much raw potential.
This is your moment.
There's nothing else like being a WWE superstar.
We're in the fight business. All kinds of fighting goes on here. There's no off-season in the UFC. Sickness is real.
Alrighty, if anybody is happening to be on here from WSPX, we have a update on the Sterling Flood Watch. Flood Watch cancels for Central and Eastern Allegheny, Eastern Garrett, Extreme Western Allegheny, Frederick, Washington, and Western Garrett County, Maryland, and Clark, Eastern Loudoun, Frederick, Northern Fauquier, Northern Blue Ridge, Northwest Prince William, Page, Rappahannock, Shenandoah, Warren, and Western Loudoun counties in Virginia, and Berkeley, Jefferson, Grant, Eastern Mineral, Hampshire, Hardy, Jefferson, Morgan, Western Grant, and Western Mineral counties in West Virginia. It does, however, remain in effect until 11 p.m. this evening for the District of Columbia and Anne Arundel, Carroll, Cecil, Central and Southeast Howard, Central and Southeast Montgomery, Northern Baltimore, Northwest Hartford, Northwest Howard, Northwest Montgomery, Prince George's, Southeast Hartford, and Southern Baltimore counties, Maryland, and Arlington, Falls Church, Alexandria, Central and Southeast Prince William, Manassas and Manassas Park, and Fairfax, Virginia until 11 p.m. this evening.
Safe, so respect what they're having to say out there, and now that the rain is slowing, that water will go down. On this first alert weather day, again, that was one of the main reasons why we gave you that heads up, the risk of street flooding during the evening commute, and I do think that we're going to gradually see conditions improve because the worst of the weather is now sliding just to the south and southeast of Baltimore City, still for the entire metro. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect, but the back edge of rain now approaching Washington County and Hagerstown and will be quickly sweeping eastward, and then after that, we're completely dry for the evening, and we'll see improvement in the first alert forecast. So give it another maybe hour and a half. There's going to be some rain around the metro. Some of the heaviest of the rain yet is going to be impacting communities on the eastern shore, kind of the south and east side on the WJZ viewing area. Flood watch is in effect through early evening. I will say the risk of flooding is diminishing in Frederick County and Howard County, Montgomery County, Carroll County. We may see those counties dropped here shortly, and then the I-95 corridor will be removed from that watch, probably before it even expires. Similar story here with the severe thunderstorm watch. Technically, Washington County, Frederick County, Carroll County, Howard County, Montgomery County included. Your severe weather threat is really starting to drop. Even in Baltimore City, the risk of severe weather is starting to go down. Main risk over on the eastern shore is wind gusts maybe 60 to 70 miles an hour with a couple storms. We do have a flash flood warning in effect for the eastern parts of Baltimore City, on into south and eastern portions of Baltimore County, but much of this area is only seeing light rain. It just sprinkles right now, and because the rain rates, that heavy rain has dropped and moved out, water will start to recede on many of these streets that have had high water spots. Very different story, though, crossing the Bay Bridge. It is dumping rain as Stevensville thunder and lightning is moving into Grayson,ville, Centerville, and then into Caroline County through Talbot County as well. So we're tracking showers and storms that continue to push off to the east, Carmichael, and your neighborhood here within the next 4 to 5 minutes. And it really is the heavy rain risk, and then second to that, the wind gusts at 60 miles an hour that are the greatest dangers. However, lightning is up there, too. There's been a lot of thunder and lightning with some of these storms today, especially in Frederick County earlier, and now over on the eastern shore. So here's a statewide picture of how your evening will play out. Notice at 5 p.m., forecast models doing a good job. Most of the weather now south and east of Baltimore City. Notice how quickly the weather improves and shifts south by 6 p.m., mainly the lower eastern shore, and by 8 p.m., we're drying out and quieting down, maybe even a little bit of sunshine before the sun sets. No worries with rain tomorrow. Maybe some patchy fog. Temperatures up in the morning, low to mid-70s. We'll give it low impacts for your morning commute. Aside from that patchy fog, no weather issues. In fact, maybe a little more sunshine tomorrow. Initially, that'll get us back into the mid-upper 80s, and then the showers and thunderstorms will start to pop back up.
For the WSPX listening area, we have more local weather information to go over regarding a severe thunderstorm watch. The severe thunderstorm watch number 474 has been allowed to cancel for Frederick and Washington County, Maryland, in the city of Harrisonburg, city of Winchester, Clark, Culpeper, Fauquier, Frederick, Greene, Loudoun, Madison, Orange, Page, Rappahannock, Rockingham, Shenandoah, and Warren, and the following counties in West Virginia, Jefferson, and Morgan. It continues for the District of Columbia and Anne Arundel, Baltimore, Baltimore City, Calvert, Carroll, Cecil, Charles, Hartford, Howard, Montgomery, Prince George's, and St. Mary's counties in Maryland, and Arlington, City of Alexandria, City of Fairfax, City of Falls Church, City of Fredericksburg, City of Manassas Park, Fairfax, King George, Prince William, Spotsylvania, and Stafford, in adjacent marine locations until 10 p.m. this evening.
I see so much raw potential.
This is your moment.
There's nothing else like being a WWE superstar.
We're in the fight business. All kinds of fighting goes on here.
There's no off season in the UFC. The sickness is real.
Welcome back in at 5:30. About 3 million kids participate in organized soccer throughout the United States, but not everyone who wants to play can. That is largely due to the cost, but also the access to fields.
One organization is building hundreds of smaller soccer pitches across the country.
And Michael George shows us how it has changed a New Jersey school.
8th grader Melissa Gadd is new to soccer, but that didn't stop her from scoring the game-winning penalty kick inside a rival school's gym.
I was like popular for like a good couple months. Still am actually.
Melissa only picked up the sport after the U.S. Soccer Foundation installed this mini pitch at her New Jersey school in March. With its metal barriers and chain-link goal, this is now a focal point for the Jersey City neighborhood that lacks space for a full pitch.
It's like being with family and friends, even though my family isn't here, I feel like connected to them in some type of family way.
PS17 principal Robert Brower says, like the World Cup, the mini pitch has brought the school's diverse student body closer together.
Soccer's a global game. Through this pitch, they're able to speak universal language through every pass, through every kick, through every goal, through every smile.
The U.S. Soccer Foundation has installed more than 900 mini pitches in the past decade, with a focus on urban neighborhoods, or areas where the only fields around are pay to play.
They range from about 80 to 120 feet in length.
While that's just about a tenth of the size of the World Cup pitch, the small footprint is making a big impact. The U.S. Soccer Foundation says 31% of users are new to the game, and 5 times more soccer is being played than prior to the mini pitch installation.
TV budgets are being cut, and cost to play after school is even higher if we can get kids moving around, moving their bodies. It's great to see.
And now these students have something in common with the stars of the World Cup. Playing soccer is no longer just a dream. Michael George, CBS News.
Many people have been asking that question. Michael, thank you. Well, coming up, we continue to follow the latest on structural issues that has caused the evacuation of a building in Glen Burnie.
We have that story and more. we're keeping an eye on a first alert weather day, heavy rainfall, flood watch, and a severe thunderstorm watch, all in effect.
More than 30 people injured in a bus crashes into several cars and a building in Pikesville. The newest details as investigators try to figure out why this happened. A parasitic infection found in Maryland quickly spreading. The symptoms you need to look out for. And the city's inspector general finds unsafe working conditions at a wastewater treatment plant. How the Department of Public Works is responding.
Live from WJZ, this is an alert day.
All right, let's take a live look at Fells Point right now from WJZ First Alert Mobile Weather Lab. The evening commute is becoming slick and dangerous as storms bring heavy rains and strong winds. Welcome to WJZ's All Local News at 6. I'm Denise Koch, joined by First Alert meteorologist Rochelle J. And the good news is, Rochelle, the storms are not going to last all night long.
Yeah, so that's one part of the good news. We've had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings that were in place earlier. None at this hour in our region. We did have one in Charles County, but we'll keep an eye out for them. However, these storms haven't been big wind producers across our region. You can see you've got that fog, that rain coming down over Baltimore City. Here's a look at First Alert radar over the last hour. You do see quite a bit of rain, but not too much in the way of warnings. In fact, that warning in Charles County has been dropped, the severe thunderstorm warning, I should say. So we've got this line that's moving through more so of a stronger storm, Charles County heading into southern Calvert and then St. Mary's County, and it holds together across the bay towards areas of Dorchester County as well. So far, about a half of an inch at Baltimore, Washington International. We've had almost an inch in Hagerstown, 3/4 of an inch or so, as we look towards western Maryland. That rain continues to come down. We've got that flood watch that continues through late this evening. Some areas may be dropped out of the flood watch early. I believe that goes until 11. Severe thunderstorm watch goes until 10. And a few counties to our west have already been dropped out of the severe thunderstorm watch. At BWI right now, rain being reported 75 degrees, dew points in the low 70s. So it is very, very steamy, as it has been throughout this entire week. So we've got more rain that's moving through this evening and a couple more rounds of rain before we get to a quieter day. And Denise, we're going to time out the rain for today and talk about what your Friday afternoon looks like. Got another O's game tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk about that as well in the full forecast.
All right, thank you, Rochelle. To stay up to date with the latest forecast, make sure you downloaded the free CBS News app. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to the App Store and you'll get weather and local news sent straight to your phone. 3 dozen people ran to the hospital after an MTA bus hit 12 cars before crashing into a FedEx building on Reisterstown Road in Pikesville yesterday. Baltimore County Police say that the bus driver has life-threatening injuries. Casey Baylor live on your corner in Pikesville as the cleanup continues. Casey.
Denise, we know that MTA bus slammed into this FedEx building here. You can see it's all boarded up now, and there's a sign on the door saying that the building's unsafe. We also know debris is continuing to be scattered across Reisterstown Road. You can see a stop sign that has been posted off or knocked off of its post. And then if you walk down just a little bit on Reisterstown Road, you can see skid marks leading into some more debris and a destroyed sign from a threatening business there. And we talked to some business owners in the area. They were visibly emotional just recounting the events from last night, and their cameras actually captured part of that crash. It's traumatizing. Big time.
Passengers coming out. Driver was trapped. Already fixed it.
12 cars, one of them flipped over, involved in an MTA bus crash on Reisterstown Road Wednesday.
Everybody's crying. I started crying. People were like bleeding, and a couple of people were sitting on the floor on the bus.
Baltimore County Police say just before 6 p.m., the MTA bus driver lost control of the vehicle and hit several cars before crashing into the FedEx building. Neha Gupta, the owner of Neha Threading Salon, says the bus also drove into opposing traffic, hitting an electric pole, damaged her business sign, and took out a lamppost during the incident.
If my sign would have not been there,
took the bus driver to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, and 35 others went to area hospitals.
I still see the bus driver's body.
Surveillance video on the corner of Reisterstown and Old Court Roads show the bus sideswipe a white SUV before the crash, chipping off a couple of car pieces. As Baltimore County crash team detectives work to understand the cause of this incident, some are reminded of how busy and dangerous this stretch of road can be for drivers and pedestrians.
There are crashes here on a regular basis. And we're not here to determine how it happened, why it happened, but we just want answers on how things be fixed for the future.
You can also see glass, car pieces, and even at least one wire that's still down on Reisterstown Road. Now, I did speak with a co-worker of that MTA bus driver. That person tells me the driver is expected to be okay, dealing with a broken bone. We also know that, according to Baltimore County Police, the cause of this crash remains under investigation. We reached out to MTA for comment on this story. Still waiting to hear back. We're live on your corner from Pipestone, PC Baylor for WJZ.
All right. Glad to hear the bus driver's doing better. Thank you, Casey. More than 30 cases of cyclosporiasis have been reported in Maryland since May, as the country sees one of the largest outbreaks this year. Now, the microscopic parasite causes explosive watery diarrhea about a week after ingested, and it can last for days or even weeks. Alfred Paul spoke with a local farmer as he works to keep his produce healthy and safe to eat.
People in Towson are trying to get their last-minute produce before the storm kicks in. And farmer Darrell Pierce, owner of Moore's Orchards in Churchville, has a message for them.
Hey, you want to wash all your produce. It should be common practice.
He says this is the case always, but especially now, after an outbreak of cyclosporiasis has infected thousands of people nationwide, including at least 30 people here in Maryland.
It's buried in the field, and the field is dirt.
The cyclospora parasite causes major GI upset, bloating, cramping, and watery diarrhea that can last for days or even weeks. Dr. Jonathan Thierman, an ER physician at LifeBridge Health, says cyclosporiasis in particular is hard to track.
There's this significant delay after you've eaten the parasite to the symptoms, and so it's usually a week, like I was saying, and so it's very difficult to actually track the source of the bug.
Cyclosporiasis is spread through ingesting irrigation water contaminated with feces, and that water often finds its way to produce. The CDC says, quote, investigations to identify potential clusters and potential sources of illness are ongoing, end quote. But right now, still unknown.
I'm wondering where it's coming from, that it just started to show up because produce has been around forever, so what has brought this on?
But thankfully, so far, he says it hasn't impacted business, and while he and his team wash all their produce before selling it, he urges customers to wash it again before eating it. On your corner in Baltimore, I'm Ashley Paul, WJZ.
Thank you, Ashley. Well, we are following some developing news right now. Anne Arundel County authorities are investigating a structural issue at a building in Glen Burnie. Dozens of people have been evacuated. Drew Ernst is on your corner at the scene. This is on Ritchie Highway, Drew, so what can you tell us?
Yeah, we just got done talking with a fire captain about 5 minutes ago. He gave us some new information about this situation. He said they were doing some construction on that floor, and that's when crews noticed what he said was rebarb issues when the floor is there. That had led them to call firefighters in. Firefighters got there, they saw those same structural issues in the construction zone, and they decided to evacuate the building. Show you the scene right now. The Anne Arundel County Fire Department is on scene along with police and MDOT, who are helping them to block off multiple roads. They aren't letting anyone near the building. That's for obvious safety reasons. Fire officials say a floor partially shifted during construction of an underground parking garage. We are told everyone is out of the building and no injuries have been reported. Now, as for the roads, Ritchie Highway is still flowing pretty much as normal. There are some fees over there, just making sure people don't get too close to the building. Crane Highway, which is the highway or the road right here where we are, that is pretty much shut down. That runs behind the building and is shut down between 8th and Georgia Avenue. Now, the fire department wants to be clear that they haven't really seen anything that has collapsed in the area, and everyone has made it out safely, but it was those issues, the cracks in the concrete, the rebar that they were worried about. They saw those issues, they evacuated everyone, and they are keeping everyone away from the building. We are told that an engineer is expected to be on scene at some point. They might already be here. The fire officials weren't really sure when we talked to them, but they're going to evaluate. They have that expertise to decide what might be wrong, if this building has solid structural integrity and can stand and will not cause any issues. But right now, they are just erring on the side of precaution here, just making sure that everyone's safe, keeping everyone a distance away. They said that the area around here that's been evacuated is the size of 2 lengths of the building, basically, just to make sure that if something falls, if something was to collapse, if things were to go wrong, that everyone in this area is safe. We're also told that they have placed little yellow notices on the doors of businesses within that area where it is believed to be unsafe. That's just to let people know that it is within range. Now, again, they're still waiting on that engineer to give them the details on that. We did talk to some people in the area. Listen.
It's the first time there's been problems with this building. Like I said, for 5 weeks, we've heard nothing but constant jackhammering and fixing the rebar and the concrete in the building here.
Yeah, a lot of people who work in this area are kind of stuck. We talked to 2 workers who are trying to get back to where they work. They said they haven't been allowed. Might have to stay here overnight. Well, obviously, if anything changes or we get any updates on that engineer evaluation, we'll let you know. On your corner in Glen Burnie, Drew Lumps for WJZ.
All right, thank you, Drew. Well, on your corner in Baltimore City, where the Inspector General's office said it found unsafe working conditions at a Department of Public Works wastewater treatment plant. Earlier this month, the OIG visited the Patapsco wastewater treatment plant, and there they said they found cracked flooring, air conditioners that did not cool the entire building, and showers that were not functioning. The report said employees were working in extreme heat with temperatures reaching 86 degrees. Employees also said there was a chemical haze in the building and a broken urinal in a locker room. DPW says it has since removed loose rock and debris and has repaired the HVAC system. Well, Baltimore County families have a chance to meet with the new superintendent of schools. When and where, you can get some answers.
A pair of Howard County businesses is back open after days without power and losing thousands of dollars worth of food. I'm Dennis Valera, one of the business's owners, says that BGE needs better vegetation management. We talked to BGE about their protocol.
And the boys getting rained out tonight. How Baltimore barely squeaked out a win against the Cubs. Next in sports. And a live look at the WJZ Outback. We are tracking storms moving through Maryland right now, and we'll have more chances for showers this weekend. Meteorologist Rochelle J has your first alert forecast right after the break.
We're in the fight business. All kinds of fighting goes on here. There's no off-season in the UFC. Sickness is real. We're in the fight business. All kinds of fighting goes on here. There's no off-season in the UFC. Sickness is real.
You were all chosen because you are enough. You made it. I see so much raw potential.
This is your moment.
Nothing else like being a WWE superstar.
Cool. Nothing. Heck yeah. Eh.